Ash here coming at you today in RAID Shadow Legends. I am not alone today. I am thrilled to be joined by first-time guest, Roadblock. Roadblock, welcome to the channel, man. How you doing?
I am doing good. I just want to say thank you so much for having me. Really quickly, not to derail the video too much, but I promised myself if I was ever on your channel that I would say something to you. So I'm actually a veteran. I was in the Air Force for 10 years. My wife is active duty, and a lot of times in your shard pool videos, you've made donations to various military charities. And I just said that, you know, if I ever got a chance to meet you in a video, that I would say thank you from me, from my wife, and from all my other veteran friends. So thanks for doing that. I think it's really cool that you do that.
Oh, thank you so much. Unexpected, but thank you for your service, obviously, first and foremost, man. I had no idea, but that means a lot. I try to, you know, as someone who didn't serve myself, try to obviously acknowledge all the people out there. There's so many good and deserving people, specifically people who protect us and keep us safe, right? So, so much love and much respect to you and your wife as well, and your community. Today, now that you've said nice things to me, now you're gonna call me out.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Because you messaged me. First of all, real quick, how long you been playing RAID? You're obviously a content creator. I always challenge myself to get as many new guests as I possibly can each year, so I'm thrilled to have you on. But tell us a little bit about your background here. Is my understanding is you're you're free to play, 100% free to play. Is that correct, or do you have multiple accounts? Yeah.
I have multiple accounts.
Okay.
Yes. So as most content creators that do RAID started, I got a sponsorship.
Same.
I need you to swear that you didn't plan this.
Want me to lie?
I got a sponsorship during Deliana. So that's what, 3-4 years ago now? I don't know.
Yeah. Deliana, old school.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So it's been a minute. I've been playing. That's my main account. That's where I've spent money. But about 1.5 years ago, I started a free-to-play account. The whole reason I started it, I'm a clan leader, and I had free-to-play players in my clan that, you know, their scores for CBC were low or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't get on them about their scores if I don't know what their experience is like for free to play. So I made a free to play account so I could understand and relate to them, crushed them in CVC, and I was like, okay, guys, you need to pick it up.
So you could throw it in their face and be like, see, I got a milli.
Yeah.
No big deal.
In your face!
What is your threshold? I'm curious, and from a free to play player, what do you think it's realistic to expect in clan versus clan? What is a good minimum?
I'd say you should set your minimum probably around 100K. I think a lot of people are I mean, I'm lowballing it. I can do, like, on the most recent one I did, the first time ever, I did 400K in Clan v Clan. That was in part because of the new changes they made to the Forge. It was like so much easier to forge stuff. I didn't have to sit there for an hour. Okay. So I kind of...
Wow, 100K, that's even that is, I thought it was maybe a little bit higher than I was gonna guess on that, but because my clan's like, I think that we're kind of a pay to win clan.
Yeah.
Leaders of the great clan standing side by side.
And I think ours is like 250 or something like that, or 200 maybe, I don't know, you know, so.
I think if you...
That's impressive.
If you save your stuff, like if you save your faction wars the night before and everything, this is for, you know, our time zones, but it can really add up over time. And I've been able to hit 100K pretty consistently. To put it in perspective just a little bit for you, we have a mutual friend in Bront. He's actually in my clan on his free-to-play challenge account right now, and he put up 100K in the last Clan v Clan. So shout out to Bront, love you.
Yeah, man. Bront's cheating on my clan with your clan. I see how it is. I see how it is around here. I don't like that one bit.
Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I hope you have a good day.
Hope you have a better week.
Yeah, I was just joking, man. He's a goat. Okay, cool. So that's interesting. Already eye-opening here, learning that free-to-players can put up 100K easy in clan versus clan. Hey, man, let's break it down for me. You hit me up like with, hey, I got a problem with you, Ash.
I think you're exaggerating a little bit there.
Not really, but it's fun to say that. Who is this champion that you want to come on here and advocate for? Like, is there? My understanding is there's a few. You got a few in mind, but let's start with the big one. Let's start with the big one. So let me have it, man. Let me have it.
So the fusion, Lysanthir Beastbane, I really like him quite a bit. I liked him from...
This is a good one because it's like, obviously it's a hot topic, right? I'm not a fan either, so this is going to be good. This is going to be good. All right.
When I first read the kit, my hope was that, you know, in a perfect world, we'd be looking at maybe Thor level damage, and I'm looking from a PvE perspective, but also bringing the decreased speed and the weaken. And at first I got a little nervous because I saw some different content creators that did test server stuff with him.
Yep.
And it looked like maybe it wasn't going to be that good, but even it sounds like he might be just a little under Thor's kind of level of damage. And I really like that. For me personally, even on my main account, I don't really have anybody yet that can do decreased speed and weaken other than Estrid. And I know she does a lot of damage, but not Thor level damage, right? And so I think he brings a lot to the table in that regard, especially for new accounts that don't have Estrid. Maybe they missed that fusion, or maybe they don't have Thor even, right?
Yeah.
Missed that fusion. So I think there's a lot of value here. And I certainly think if you build a team around him too, when you consider the using the A2 with ally attacks, you know, you get a couple of ally attackers in there or counter attackers in there. I think you can really see some value out of that. By the way, it's just, I don't know if you've seen those videos for the test server, but when that goes off and you get those multiple hits, it's so cool to see, I gotta tell you.
Yeah, no, I've seen, maybe, okay, I'm not gonna name the creator, because maybe they did a bad job, I have no idea, but I've seen one test video of Lysanthir, okay? And the damage was not that good. I mean, on the video I saw, it's just so anecdotal, right? But it wasn't anywhere near Thor level, like even a half Thor level. Just to back up a little bit, in my own defense, like I don't think this is, I forgot exactly what I said, to be fair, but like, I'm just saying it's a pass for me as an endgame player, and I think probably a lot of endgame players feel the same way, but I did say that, like, yeah, listen, if you need, especially for Hydra, if you need an AoE decrease speed and a weaken, then I think he's super worth going for, you know? The only problem is like, and I would be very curious on your perspective on this, fusions, man, they're like, it's almost like you got to stop. Again, I'm not complaining about it, because part of it is kind of fun too, you know, depending on what kind of mood you're in. But it's like you just got to stop everything in life sometimes and just make sure that you're not missing anything, and make sure you have your resources. Sometimes you have to spend. I mean, don't have to, but sometimes it's a lot easier if you decide to spend during these. And it's just a lot of work, which is fine. I mean, this is part of the game, right? But for me, it's just like, yeah, unless you need specifically, especially the AoE decrease speed and weaken, probably a pass, because I didn't see like the damage was really there to get me wowed. I was hoping that A2, and now it feels like a stretch to even ask this, but I was hoping that A2 be an enemy max HP ability, right? Like go in there with a little enemy max HP on the ally attacks. Now you're getting me tempted, but I did make that comparison that you mentioned in Estrid. Like, give me Estrid all day, every day over this dude, because she just got that insane, the extra turn that makes everything work, in the two essential buffs with the weaken and the decreased speed and the faster kid, and it can deal some damage. Like, I just love Estrid so much, and maybe it's tainting my judgment or my views on this champ, because it's not like Lysanthir's not like the incarnate. It's not like that level of bad that you're like, oh, stay away, this is awful.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
But I just wasn't wowed by him. But maybe, what do you think I'm missing? Was it sounds like you disagree with my intuitive understanding of the damage.
Well, I think that so you did a great job. I watched that whole video, and yeah, you did point out that I think you even said that you might still be going for them. Just
I'm not.
Out of the collect them all mentality.
Yeah, I did try, but then I missed the champion training, and I'm like, screw it. I'm not even gonna worry about it.
Oh yeah.
But I did say that because I go into every fusion or fragment summon. Sorry to interrupt your answer, but like I go into every one with the intention of trying to do it, but just some I don't try that hard. I'm like, if I miss something, then screw it. But anyway, go on. Yeah.
Well, I just think that it can be difficult for newer players to really get a grasp on what's good sometimes, because like there will be good champions out there, that could probably help their account, but because a content creator maybe, including myself, maybe said, oh, they're not that good, or I wouldn't use them, then they might think, well, I don't want to get that champion because, you know,
some dumb content creator told me they sucked or whatever. Yeah, I gotcha.
You didn't say that.
So I tried to look at the upside, and I have a feeling we're talking about the same creator, but again, I don't want to name names, but they actually made a video, and then they made a second video where they were like, hey, I screwed up, and I didn't have the best gear on them when I was doing the numbers comparison. And the second video had them, I think, a little under Thor.
Okay,
so
fair enough then.
You know,
yeah,
that was something that really changed. I got really nervous because I made a video blind. I didn't watch any content creators on it. I reviewed
That's the best
him,
way
and
to
I was
do
like,
it, though.
I think this guy's going to be great. I think he's going to be awesome. And then I go through and I watch, and they're like, skip, skip, skip. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no.
The worst fusion of all time. Yeah, right. Well, you know what? That's the beauty of this game, man. Honestly, is like, I know it's cliche or whatever, but like the beauty of this game is that like everybody, there's no winning, first of all, right? Like you can't win RAID Shadow Legends, and there's really no losing, and there's no, you're not going to ruin your account, you know, by doing anything. So I think that if you know, I think that everybody has the autonomy to be able to assess their account, see what they need, and make that decision and go for it. But like, I think it like no one's going to shed a freaking tear for content creators and RAID Shadow Legends. But that being said, it's like, it's difficult because people are like, why don't you just stop riding the fence and say your opinion? And then like you say your opinion, people are like, well, how dare you? You're living in your own world. You're disconnected. You know, like you're just kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I think the only thing to do is kind of embrace it and just, you know, share how you feel. But like, I respect the opinion. I think a lot of players will end up liking who go for the fusion. I think a lot of players will end up getting utility out of him because, I mean, getting that weaken and decreased speed and some damage is very nice. It's very nice. I appreciate the call out, my friend. I appreciate it because it does go to show you, and that's why I always want to have, if anybody ever DMs me, like the easiest way to get a collab, not that I wouldn't have collab with you anyway, I love your content. People should check out your channel. It's going to be in the show notes and the pinned comment as well, guys. But I think that the easiest way is to disagree with me on something, right? Because I love a good debate, right?
Yeah.
I bring you peace.
How about that? Like, so your free-to-play account is so stacked, and we're going to check that out on your channel as well. You're going to show me around for people who want to see that video, that people question if you cheated or if you really are legit free-to-play. So what other champions maybe have you disagreed with me, or maybe just a consensus on out there beyond just the fusion?
Well, I don't know that I've disagreed with you on any of these champions, but I will say I do want to. The first one I want to go with is a big shout out to you, in fact, because you have been singing this champion's name for probably a year, it seems like, if not longer.
Ooh, give me a faction. I want to guess it. And by the way, you're supposed to be disagreeing with me here. Don't be too friendly here, Roadblock. Give me a faction. I want to guess the champion.
Okay. Shoot, I gotta remember what faction they're in. Hang on one second.
Rarity, anything.
Orc.
Tagoar?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, Tagoar.
Yeah, so I was sleeping on this dude for a long, despite all your claims and you screaming at the rooftops, Tagoar is great. And then I did the free-to-play challenge this last couple months, and we got Tagoar just early on in that, and oh my God, is he so good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, because we had a choice, because we got Tagoar, and then there was the fusion at the time. I can't remember the name of the epic that we got in the fusion.
Is that like Hoskarol? I'm trying to think of like an epic fusion to begin with.
No. So we got.
Oh, this is when the free to play was going on, you mean?
Yeah, during the free to play challenge, and we were doing the fusion, and the fusion was going on, and it was a void epic that was available for us to get. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head right now, but a very similar kit to Tagoar, had a revive, increase attack, I think.
Oh, Dawncaller Sabbatha?
That's it. Thank you. So sorry that I couldn't remember it.
Sorry, I didn't participate in the comp, but yeah, she's interesting. Okay.
And I know, like, some people went with Dawncaller, some people went with Tagoar. I went with Tagoar because of you, because of everything that you said about him. I was like, I got faith in Ash, and he carried my account. I couldn't get rid, I couldn't replace him. That's the kind of the idea, right? You want to use a champion like that for a period of time and then eventually upgrade. And I just never got an upgrade. He was on my team until I stopped. I kind of quit a little early, but
I don't blame you, man. The free-to-play life isn't for everybody. It isn't for everybody.
Life is hard, and you've become the hardest part of my life.
But it is cool, though. It's admirable. It's a different game in a lot of ways.
It is, yeah.
So, which is cool. Yeah, Tagoar, you're not going to see any disagreements with me on Tagoar. Like, if free-to-play or not free-to-play, Tagoar is going to make a big impact on anybody's account who has him. Give me a few of your other favorites, man. I mean, yeah.
Well, the next one I want to go with is actually the login champion that we're getting right now, Iudex Artor.
Oh, okay. I like this. This is fresh. What do you think? I'm not sure if you've heard my assessment on this dude, but a lot of people kind of gave me grief. I'm not that high on him, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, not to say that he's trash, but what is your assessment on him?
I like him a lot, especially for I think the kit is a little mixed.
Yeah.
In some ways that I don't like.
What is he supposed to be? You know?
I think he's a better, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say, because I think he's better as a PvE champion than an arena champion per se.
Yeah.
But to take it back to the free-to-play challenge a bit, if I was to be able to fuse this guy within the first month or two of my account, I mean, this would be game-changing. The whole way that we succeeded on that challenge, we would get gold 5 by just refreshing every 15 minutes and beating the free teams, and that was the only thing we could beat. We couldn't compete in the speed battle at all because we just didn't have the aura, we didn't have the turn meter boost without Arbiter, right? So you get a little mini Arbiter here out of this guy, but I think the big thing to talk about, not just for both free to play and new players, you're going to have a lot of guys that die. Like, you're not going to have the ability to build really good damage and really tanky guys. Like Kale is probably going to die at a lot of your teams. And talk about a champion that's great to get revived and immediately do an attack. Kale is right up there, right? Because then you get to place a few extra poisons potentially. So that's kind of how I looked at him. I think he's going to be a really good support for new players. And that's kind of what it's geared for, right? This isn't really a champion that's going to change your account or my main account. But for new players and free-to-play players that are still early on in their account progression, I think he's going to probably fill in a couple gaps for a lot of players, I'd like to say.
Okay. Let me give you my devil's advocate. I'm just gonna, because I just like, I mean, you know, I'm here for the fun, man. And unfortunately, my fiance will agree that I love playing devil's advocate on everything in life, right? So, first of all, because I agree, man. I mean, like, how am I gonna knock a reviver who's got a speed boost, increased attack and strength, and what seems like a pretty decent heal that can add up over time on the AoE on the A1. So there's some utility. Even I will build him and probably use him in Centrano, so for the stun, you know? And have a stun reviver is really nice with the AoE on the A1, right? So, like, I think that even endgame can get some utility out of this dude, albeit very niche. But here's the thing. Now, and you tell me if I am estimating how big of my argument. Feel free to, like, let me have it. But you're putting 9 legendary skill tomes in this dude. 9 to get the full impact of him, to get that the revive down to a 4-turn, to get that A2 down to a 3-turn, and to get all the damage, which is, you know, irrelevant on the A1, considering it's his max HP anyway off the heal. It's not like it scales off of the damage or anything like that. You're even putting 1 into the passive. So all those skill tomes, and we just mentioned that we're huge fans of Tagoar, and Tagoar can be your increased speed, your healer, and your reviver, and your damage mitigator, and your increased defense champion with just a few epic skill tomes, right, on him. And, like, I say that because he's, like, the champion that every download link nowadays has, right? Tagoar.
Yes, yeah.
So
same reason I said him.
Yeah, so you can get Tagoar, you can get Supreme Galek still with the Supreme 6 promo code, you can get Sun Wukong. So I'm trying to put myself in a starting player's position and where they're going to be allocating their resources. So, like, I'm thinking you're probably going to go with, like, a Supreme Galek in the early game. You're going to be focused on getting those skill tomes. You're going to be using your Tagoar as your reviver in the early game. You get Rector Drath now for free. Is that right? Everybody gets Rector Drath on the path of whatever the heck for new players?
Yeah, there was I think it was an apprentice pass is what it was called.
Yeah, apprentice pass.
I'm afraid you've been misinformed.
Or sorry, let me correct that. So you don't get Rector Drath for free.
Okay.
So if you complete the apprentice path, it's kind of like the revival path that you can pay a couple bucks and then get Rector Drath.
Oh.
She's in the paid tier. So there's like the top tier that's all free stuff, and then there's the paid tier at the bottom.
Oh, how much do you have to pay for it? Do you know?
Oh, I don't remember. I want to say probably 10, 15 bucks. Maybe that's a complete guess. I don't remember.
Ooh, okay. All right. I thought, okay, so I knew that, guys, if you're not aware, for new players, they've added a lot of things as kind of catch-up mechanics to the game, like access to other champions and yada, 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 like Supreme Galek and whatever, Tagoar, Ugo, and whatnot. But Rector Drath, I thought she was free from this new, like, path that new players get. But it sounds like, obviously thanks to Roadblock here, she's a premium reward that you pay for. Not He-Man level pay, but you got to dish out some monetary to get Rector Drath. Either way, going back to the point on Iudex, listen, he's not the worst champion in the game they've ever given for free. And if you're going to give out a reviver and a turn meter boosters, cool, sign me up. I'm just not sure if he's all that much of a game changer before you get Scylla the Drakes. You have so much to focus on. But maybe I'm wrong there, and I'd love to hear from the comments too. Skewer me in the comments, guys. But I'm just not in love with this dude. The thing that bothers me a little bit about him is, again, and you touched on it, is kind of like everything screams like he should be a speed lead in the arena, right? He is that mini arbiter, right? He does have that turn meter boost and the increased attack, right? It's a good opener. It is only 15% though, and his base speed is 102. He's got a speed order in arena battles, but if I want an arena booster, I'm going to go Seeker all day, every day, man. Like, I'm going to go Seeker with a 30% turn meter boost and the increased attack and the extra turn. Granted, we don't get Seeker for free, so there is that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm just saying that, yeah, I'm just not in love with the guy, and I'm sorry for anybody who's a big fan out there. He is free, and people love free stuff. And listen, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and knock Plarium for giving a free legendary reviver to everybody, you know? Like, I'm foolish, but I'm not that foolish. So I don't know if any of that resonates with you, but I hear what you're saying, man. I think I think a lot of players are going to like him, frankly, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think what disappoints us probably the most is because it's part of the weeks, the community weeks, right? And last year's community weeks was an absolute game changer, and now we get one that's maybe a little not as game changing. So definitely,
fair enough.
I
man.
agree. I would have liked something a lot better, but I'm also able to look on the upside of this guy and see the value that I think he would bring. I just wish it wasn't an arena aura. I get why it is, but I think it would have been better as an all battles, because I think he's got a lot of PvE potential too. You know, because you can manipulate that revive a little bit. One quick thing too, a little thing I'd like to see with him. I would love to see like a really tanky build on him, and you bring a really glass cannon Phenax that you just keep reviving, and he just A1s a bunch of people down. I think that'd be a pretty cool combo that you might see in lower level arena.
No, I like that idea. So just
a little tip for some other new players or free to play players.
I like that idea too. And then you pop them all off one at a time, you know, with that, and they can never come back. So yeah, there could be some cool combos with him, and I'll definitely do a guide. And again, I was playing a little devil's advocate there. Like I think that starting the game with a big version of strength and increased attack, a reviver with the reset and the heals, like you could do a lot worse. So any other call outs before we go do a collab on your channel, Roadblock?
I've got like a list of champions that I really like. They're not really call outs per se.
Rapid fire.
But kind of just really good free-to-play champions. I've got Reliquary Tender and I've got Cold Heart down here. Now, those are pretty obvious ones. I think Reliquary Tender maybe gets slept on a little bit more than Cold Heart does.
I love Reliquary.
My free-to-play account, when we go over there and we talk about it on my channel, you're going to see I don't have any, like, top-tier supports. When I say top-tier, I mean, like, Pythion, Duchess, Elva, you know, a Cleanser with a block debuffs and revives, right? Reliquary, and I haven't been using her for this purpose, but I'm at the point now where I'm like, you know what? I think I just need to use Reliquary Tender as my best support on this account, because I think she's just that good. And so I wanted to give her a little call out there. And of course, we all know why Cold Heart is good. and you'll see both of them in action. They're a big part of my account when we go over there. So,
all right, well, I'm looking forward to it. That's a nice segue. That's a nice segue there. Roadblock, it's been a great having you here on the channel. I appreciate the enthusiasm, the glass half full, and you know, talking to us about some champions, sharing some different perspectives, because that's what this game is all about ultimately. And hey, guys, the fun doesn't have to stop now. You can check out our collab and check out the free-to-play, infamous free-to-play account on Roadblock's channel. We'll have that again linked for you guys in the description and in the pinned comment of this video. Any final words? Any final maybe a TV show, movie, book, or anything recommendation for us before we let you go? Yeah?
A little bit.
Okay.
I know in the past you have said that you are not an anime guy.
Yes. Don't let, now everybody's disliking my video. Thanks a lot, man. Whenever I say that, people hate me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Well, I have a recommendation, and you can follow this one up with Drock, you know, to see if he agrees. But I think, because you were asking for, in a recent video, you were asking for some recommendations. I would check out a show called Demon Slayer. Lot fewer episodes than some of the crazy, you know, 1,000-episode stuff. Very good action and very good story. I think you'd like that one, so I recommend that one.
Okay, Demon Slayer. Is that a was it a graphic novel before the show? Or
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much all of them are. I think. I don't know. I'm not the biggest. Like, I'm an anime fan, but I'm not like diehard. You know.
The one thing is man, just like my ignorant opinions on champions and Raid Shadow Legends, the one thing you can't say is about me is I'll still give things a try, right? I'll still give things a try. So I will give Demon Slayer a try, and I'll follow up with you on our next collab. So good spot to end the vid here. Guys, we'll continue the conversation as I said before. Thanks for coming on, Roadblock, and thank you guys for watching till the end of the video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.